Welcome back to the Just for Clicks podcast, the only podcast to offer all of its listeners a free gas station pickle. With me today is my wife, Alyssa.
Hi, everyone.
And the baby Luna.
Yes, Luna is here. I am keeping her happy with some string cheese right now.
Yeah, she loves her string cheese. She'd eat it all day if you let her.
So basically, we watched The Bachelor, the finale of The Bachelor last night, and we wanted to hop on here and give our takes on it and talk about it while it was like fresh on our minds.
Definitely. Yeah, we just recorded last week's episode, so our plan is just to kind of record our reaction to The Bachelor for the first half of this episode, and then we'll record the rest of this episode like next week.
Yeah, like the normal time.
But yeah, we want it fresh because a lot happened. Yeah. There's a lot to go over.
Yeah, and like a week from now, I'll like not remember or probably like not feel as like passionate about it. I don't know. Yeah,
I felt like we were defending Clayton a lot last week too, so I feel like, that air needs to be cleared because this episode I feel like he made some serious mistakes.
Yeah.
Some serious missteps. And he's not faultless.
No, definitely not.
He's not quite the, benevolent monster some believe him to be. But he's also not the brightest.
But benevolent, what do you think benevolent means?
Benevolent?
Doesn't that mean like good and like
you're
merciful?
Right. Okay, scratch that. What word am I trying to think of?
Like, I know what you mean. Malicious?
Yeah. I'm thinking of like some stupid thing. I don't know. I'm dumb. Anyway.
It's okay.
It's not okay.
All right, so The Bachelor.
I'm not the brightest stick in the batch either.
So basically Clayton like just kind of figured out and realized that like freaking Susie was just the love of his life, and that's that. Like he was like, you know what, if I'm being honest, like I just need to be with Susie. Like it's either Susie or no one. And so what he did, this was the kind of like controversial part the part that we didn't like, that we weren't supporting Clayton on. He was like, he went to both Gabby and Rachel at the same time and like broke up with both of them like at the same time. Like he didn't even have like separate like private conversations with them.
Yeah, that was dumb.
Yeah, that was dumb. Like that was really like callous and just kind of like selfish. Like I don't think he was like meaning, I don't know. I don't think he was.
He said that a lot. Like they really chewed him out during the finale. Like when they had to sit down and the women got to tell their side of the story, and they were like, Clayton, you're trash. You're a loser. You don't respect women. And he just sat there and took it. And he's like, I'm sorry. But yeah, he kept saying like, I didn't have any ill intention. It's like, yeah, like no one has any ill intent. No one's claiming he had ill intention. We're just saying you're an idiot, basically. And he took it well though.
Yeah.
He's like, whatever.
Yeah, he's like, yeah, I understand why you would feel that way.
Yeah, you guys are all crusty bitches anyway. I got the one I wanted in the end.
Yeah. So yeah, they did end up together, but the like really heartbreaking part for me was, and for Forrest, was Rachel. It was so sad, like, because Rachel is like the only girl, like the only one out of the three that didn't like threaten to leave, basically, or like threaten to like be over like with Clayton. Like she was the only one who was like, no, like I really just want to be with Clayton, like no matter what. And she never left or whatever. Like
it was heartbreaking.
Yeah, it was really sad.
He sat them both down, the two final girls, because Susie had gone, she pieced out. And but then Jesse told Clayton that she's still in Iceland. There's still a chance. So Clayton was like, okay, I do love her. I'm just gonna break up with the other two girls right now at the same time. And he sat him down And, Gabby got really pissed off. She like stormed out of the room immediately. She's like, I'm done. I can't believe this blatant disrespect. She has like that attitude. Whereas like Rachel, she's the real tragic one because like she was basically begging Clayton to like take her back, like even all the way up to him putting her ass in the car.
Yeah, it was like really tragic and really sad. Like
that was heartbreaking.
Yeah, it was like it was hard to watch. Like, cause yeah, like he was to Gabby. He was like, "Can I walk you out?" And Gabby was like, "No."
She's like disgusted.
Yeah, she just had this look on her face, like, "Ew, like no, what the fuck? Like, why would you even ask?" And then yeah, like he went to Rachel or whatever, and she was just like in tears.
Gabby gave him a look like he was like a shriveled up nutsack. Just
literally,
like baking in the sun.
Yeah,
like she was done. Yeah,
she was done. Like she was just like completely, like over it, like falling out of love already. I can't believe I fucked your stank ass. Yeah.
Clayton, you got a stinky ass. That's basically what she said.
Yeah, that's the look that she gave pissed. Him. Yeah.
And it's like, that's a reasonable reaction.
Yeah.
Clayton, he's kind of an idiot.
Yeah.
He's kind of a ding dong. Sure. I'd be pretty pissed too.
But yeah, it was super depressing. It was so sad because like, he is like walking Rachel out, like, and she's literally like, "Are you like really gonna?" Because like you like to leave, like they put them in a car or like they have to get inside of a car and they like drive away, like they get driven away by a driver or whatever.
Right.
And like it was so like sad. Like he walked her all the way out and she's just like crying and like still like kind of like trying to talk to him and say that like she loves him. And yeah, she was just like, "Are you really gonna put me in this car right now?" Like she said that like twice, like literally trying to like talk him out of it.
And
like,
Clayton didn't shed a fucking tear.
Yeah, he didn't. Like he was just like, "I'm sorry." Like
he was all business.
Yeah, and just like she did, like he put her in the car. He like opened the door for her.
It was so fucked up. He's like, "Susie's got that stay pussy, and you got that hit it once and leave it pussy."
Yeah.
Basically.
And it's kind of sad too, because like he sent both these girls home, and then Susie is still in Iceland and she like agreed to like come meet Clayton, and they meet in like this like beautiful like cabin or something, like some really nice like I don't know. Yeah.
They always have like random ass like locations they find.
Like it was really beautiful, and then she shows up wearing a literal like white dress. Okay.
Like a gown.
Yeah, like a wedding gown. Like not like a like a wedding gown fuck? Basically. Like that's something you would wear like at your wedding.
Clayton's looking like James Bond.
And then
about to fucking murder someone.
He has the ring. Like he has like an engagement ring, and he is basically just like, like Susie, like I sent everyone else home, like you're my one and only. Like
remember he wrote her a letter right before?
Yeah.
He wrote her this like letter in crayon and sent it to her. Looked like a 4-year-old wrote it. And he like professed his feelings.
Yeah, he was just kind of like, I realized that I can't really even like go through with it with anybody else because like I just love you the most. And she like freaking like turned him down and like rejected him and was like, "I'm sorry, like I'm just not there yet. I just like can't give you like the same love that like you're giving me." And she left.
And this whole time they're cutting to the studio audience reaction, and everyone's like,
yeah, everyone's like so excited about it.
They're like, that's right. Like they're like nodding and stuff.
Yeah, they're like clapping, and it's like this.
They want to see Clayton feel so bad.
Yeah, like
they love to see a man
hate
fall.
Clayton.
A fall from grace.
And it's like the thing is just like Susie was like sad too. Like it wasn't like like she was like telling that some like asshole.
They like yeah they hated Clayton. They loved Gabby because she was like had the tude.
Yeah,
and that's what they like to see.
Yeah, they like the, like the attitude, like the kind of like...
The get fucked. Go fuck yourself attitude.
I don't want to say toxic because, like, Gabby... I don't think Gabby was necessarily being toxic, but yeah, they like the whole kind of, like, toxic, like, upset, like, vibe. Yeah.
This whole show is so fucked up.
I know.
This season was brutal.
Brutal.
I think the Harkonnens wrote this season. It was fucking brutal.
And freaking, so we think that Clayton is like just single, and this whole thing was a huge failure, and he just like gonna come back to Missouri single, have to start fresh.
Fuck, dude.
But a few months later,
hold on. Remember how they told us about this? The update, the development of this. So it ends, with Clayton walking away with nothing. Scorched earth. Like, he'll never get any pussy again. Just kidding. He's actually super handsome and he's got a good job, so he's fine. But the experiment, as they call it, was a failure. He had 30 plus women to choose from at the beginning, and he fucking lost every single one of them. They dropped like flies, and he was left with nothing. But Jesse, he turns to us. He's like, it was the most brutal season yet. And then he does this like long pause, looks directly in the camera, holds his expression for a moment more, then slowly but surely raises one eyebrow, looking at you directly at the camera. And he's like, but that's not the end. It was such bait. It's got to be like a GIF or something like now. Yeah. Like that's like so memeable. That Jesse killed it this season. He's the great new host. I mean, I was skeptical, them hiring another like old white man, to fucking
he's not that
herald
old.
The fucking Bachelor or whatever. Like, I wanted like a transgender black like feminist like woman, something or other to come in, maybe like heavy or something, like overweight, So I wanted to a little diversity, you know what I mean? So basically the opposite of a white cis male. I wanted that. But, they hit us with another white cis male. Fucking lame. But he did a good job. He proved himself. And he's got a little hipness to him. He's genuine. He's got a little like little humor to him. Chris Harrison sucked, honestly. In comparison, we didn't know what we were missing until we realized, until they got Chris out of there for what, I don't even know what he did. He's like talked back to like a black lady or something. So he's done. But no, Jesse did a great job. And that moment was just like incredible. That was one of my favorite moments of the entire season, was that one eyebrow raise.
Yeah, it was such bait. Like, they baited us.
There were so many twists and turns along the way of this season, and then like the final episode was like the crescendo of twists and turns. And they're like, well, actually, one of the women did stay, did have that stay pussy, and she's here right now. And they had like have a close up of her feet, like walking up. And it's like, who the fuck is it? And he's like, who is it, guys? He like asked the audience, and they're like, Shanae or whoever. Everyone thought it was Shanae.
No, I was like, it's Shanae. Like, I told it wasn't.
No, yeah. Worry, no, we saw like reactions from her earlier. She was like in the audience or whatever. Yeah. Because they had some of the old ones who got ousted early, like, there too. And he's like, yeah, someone hit Clayton up on his DMs, weeks after he got back to Missouri, and they've been talking.
Are we recording?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we're recording. I'm just watching some Rick Astley videos on mute. Got to get in the zone. Rick Astley's still alive. I was looking at pictures of him earlier, and he's like, older now. Because this was like in the 80s. But anyway, who is it? Like, who do you think it is? And it's like this big, like, they like literally drag it out for so long.
Yeah.
And then who is it, babe? Tell me.
It's Susie. She comes back. She hit Clayton up. She slid in his DMs. And they've been together ever since. So it wasn't a huge like failure. Like, Clayton did find a girlfriend. They are not engaged. I feel like that happened last time too with like Matt James. Like, Matt James was kind of like, oh, like I definitely want to be with like Rachel Kirkconnell, but I don't know if I'm like ready for like an actual like engagement. So they kind of just like ended with them being like boyfriend and girlfriend basically,
right?
Which is understandable. Like, I feel like the whole like idea of it being like an engagement at the end is like kind of a lot.
Kind of like a lot of
It just
pressure,
kind of like raises the stakes, like, and makes it more kind of like, you know, like, oh, like the ring, like, I don't know, like he's holding a ring, who's he gonna give this ring to,
right?
You know, but it's usually just like boyfriend and girlfriend. But yeah, like, so I'm happy for them. And then actually, like, Gabby and Rachel are gonna be like the new bachelorettes.
Oh yeah, then they pulled some more bait. They're like, up next we're going to announce the fucking bachelorette, because you know they roll into the bachelorette right after the bachelor. They don't give you any time, and they're like, you know, I'll give you a hint. It's not Gabby or Rachel. And then he comes back, you know, from commercial or whatever, and he's like, all right, I'm gonna tell you who it is. I didn't say it was Gabby or Rachel. It's Gabby and Rachel.
And everyone's like, woo!
So I'm not super thrilled about that. I don't really like Gabby that much. So
I like
the idea
Rachel
of her seeing her for a whole
like,
season isn't very appealing to me.
I kind of felt like a big like theme of this season was like between Gabby and Susie, like with Clayton, was kind of like power struggles. Like, I don't know, like with Susie, like it kind of felt like she left because she wanted it to be kind of like on her terms, like everything. Like she wanted to like reject Clayton first, like before she like, you know, committed to him or whatever, or before she like said yes to him. Like she like wanted to have like the power. She was like done like with him having all the power and like, you know, choosing who gets a rose and everything. And, you know, because basically like when you're like the bachelor or like the bachelorette, like you have all like the power in the situation, and everyone else is just kind of like, you know, at your mercy, like hoping that you like them. Like, you know what I mean? So like,
right.
I feel like, yeah, Susie was kind of like over that, and like that's why she left, like when he proposed to her, or like when he was like, you know, pouring his heart out to her like in this like cabin or whatever. But then like a couple of weeks later she's like, hey, actually, like I do want to be with you, like, you know what I mean? And that was more like on her terms, I guess. And then that's what Gabby said too. Gabby was like oh, like I already tried to leave, and you like came and got me, and then like asked me to stay, and then now you're like breaking up with me. Like,
yeah, Clayton was so hot and cold, dude.
Yeah,
like, just fucking figure it out.
Like Gabby like wanted to leave kind of like on her terms, but then like
Clayton, you know, he didn't want to. He didn't want that.
He wanted to have kind of like the last like word, not the last word, but he wanted to, I don't know, like make the last move.
I just want to let you know that I'm following my heart in every decision I make, and while I may have hurt some people, I was just staying true to myself, and this journey has been incredibly challenging, but it's something that needed to happen in order for us to wind up in the place that we've ended up together. And I'm grateful for the experience. And, you know, he literally just said, he was like on repeat, like at the end there. Yeah. He was just saying the same shit. It was like so funny.
Yeah. But then like Rachel, I feel like was the only one who was like, you know, actually like understood like the whole point of the show, kind of. I don't know, like, you know, and like she's
like, the one who was the most committed to him.
Yeah, she was the one who definitely like loved him the most. Like she didn't play any of these like games of like rejecting him and then like coming back. Like, I mean, I like Susie. Like, I'm glad that Clayton's happy with Susie and everything. But yeah, I just kind of felt like she was like playing games with him. But yeah, Rachel like never played any games. She was just like really down for him. She's like a down ass bitch. She was like a ride or die. I'm
glad that she's gonna be on the next season of The Bachelorette.
She definitely like deserves like her love and everything.
It's like shitty that they have to like. Are they both? They both have to choose a man by the end of it.
I'm not really sure how it's gonna work with like two bachelorettes.
Two bachelorettes, but it's the same amount of guys. Like that's lame.
I don't know. Yeah. What if you both like the same guy?
Drama
ensues.
I guess they're trying to spice it up. I feel like The Bachelorette, like the ratings aren't as high as The Bachelor, right?
I don't know.
Which is the more popular show?
I have no idea. That's a good idea.
I'm pretty sure the more popular show is The Bachelor. I could be wrong. But yeah, I feel like it's just not as fun watching like guys like compete over a girl. Mm-hmm. It's kind of cringy. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's still okay, I guess. But like, yeah, it's kind of you know, I think it's more like the female, like, you know, like a lot of women watch this show, The Bachelor. And like in the audience, it was like 99% females, and there's like a couple guys who like got dragged along to it. But I feel like girls kind of want to like watch it for like the hot guy and who's he gonna get with, you know what I mean? Like I don't know which one's your favorite?
I don't know. I like both. I don't think I really like. When did we watch like The Bachelorette? Like I do
right, exactly.
I do like The Bachelorette though. Like the episodes that I have seen, because it's like, I guess you kind of get to like pretend like that you're in that situation, and you can kind of like, I mean, I kind of pretended I was in like the Bachelor situation too, but it's fun. Watching both is fun because you can just be like, like, oh, what would I do? Like, who would I give a rose to? Or whatever.
Right.
Oh, Luna just like bunked her head on the mic.
Be careful. While The Bachelor's viewership has remained roughly the same over 18 seasons, more than half of The Bachelorette's fans have switched the dial since the show started. Okay, so people prefer The Bachelor to The Bachelorette. Why? It says that from the Daily Beast, it's science. Okay.
Science.
Let's get to the bottom of this. I gotta sign up for some. I gotta pay money to read this article. Let's see. I don't know. There's a whole article about it. I don't know why exactly. There's a psychologist they got on here, Joyce Benson, studying the different ways men and women compete. And she said it makes for better TV because women are just as aggressive as men, just more clever and in more fascinating ways. Interesting. Okay. With males, human and chimpanzee, Benenson says you see direct verbal and physical aggression, a big fight, and that's that. Shouting and screaming, and it's very loud and unpleasant. But there's also a sense of predictability. But, and this is where the show comes in, because males do really cooperate very well against other groups, the intra-community fighting is left hanging and usually reconciled. Once they figure out the hierarchy, they generally abide by it. Males know where they stand and they respect that. Now, females do not form a hierarchy easily, and there's no basic reason to cooperate. Generally, they do not cooperate with unrelated individuals. They naturally take care of children, parents, relatives, but when it comes to a best friend, it's really easy to get rid of her, as sad as that is. Damn. Brutal. We're basically Harkonnens. That's what I learned from that article.
Yeah. So.
It's science.
I'm kind of glad that like we're done watching The Bachelor because we have so many other shows to watch.
Yeah, we got to catch up on The Great. We got to catch up on fucking
Love is Blind.
Love is Blind. Oh boy. That show's stupid. But I mean all these shows are stupid, but that show's particularly dumb because it like asserts that like it's a more pure form of love if you don't see them or whatever, and it's like that's just a dumb premise.
Yeah, it's kind of just like that's not true, and it's okay to be human. It's okay. Like I feel like there's like this big kind of like movement or whatever to like pretend like you're not like a human being or whatever, or
right.
Pretend like you have transcended your humanness in some way, and it's just like no. Like, it's okay to be human. Like, just accept your humanity and, like, that. And, like, humans are inherently, like, animals, We're just, like, a special kind of animal. So, yeah, it's okay. It's okay to be, like, just an animal. I mean, obviously you have to be, like, I don't know. But, yeah, I don't know what I'm trying to say.
I'm an animal in the sack.
Haha.
Can you attest to that, babe?
Yeah, I can.
I go full fucking Wolverine in bed.
Wolverine.
Yeah, I go full werewolf when we make love. Right, babe?
Sure.
Rawr!
Oh my god.
Yeah, watch out.
I don't know. I don't know if I would necessarily put it that way, but yeah.
Damn it.
I know what you. I know, but I agree with
Damn,
what
babe,
you
just put me on blast right on the podcast. What kind of animal would you describe me as?
Ew, I don't want to like describe you as an animal.
Lion.
Yeah, I guess a lion is like the best one.
Tiger. Rawr. Damn. Well, I guess I gotta improve my lovemaking then. If you don't think I'm an animal in the sack.
No, babe.
Fuck.
That's not what I was trying to say. Now Forrest is gonna go down his like insecure spiral.
Now I'm going down an insecurity rabbit hole. Fuck. What have I been doing wrong? Jesus. You gotta stay on top of it, guys, because 1 minute your relationship is just fine. Next minute, you turn around, your wife's making out with fucking what's his name? Nicholas Holt.
Oh my god.
Yeah. You gotta watch out.
I just said I wouldn't say our
Nicholas Holt's coming for your girl.
Our love making is like a Wolverine, or what did you say? Like
a werewolf.
A werewolf.
Like I transform.
Like, I just think of like a werewolf or like a Wolverine as like being like scary and like
yeah.
I don't think you're like scary.
Damn it.
Why would you want me to think? Why would you?
You're not intimidated by me?
Well, I just feel like intimidation. I don't think you're gonna like hurt me.
You don't have just like a little bit of fear that maybe I'll take it too far. I'm not edgy enough.
Well, like.
Damn it.
I
gotta work on that.
Yeah, I don't know. This is a weird conversation to have on the podcast.
No. What else can be said about The Bachelor? Anything? You got any final closing thoughts?
No, I said everything I wanted to say.
Are you sure? Because this is it.
Yeah, I feel like we've actually been like talking for like longer than I thought we would.
This is your last chance.
Oh, Luna just like is biting my nipple right now.
Ouch. I would just say that Clayton. I hope you're well. I hope everything works out with you and Susie. You're a good guy. You're a local boy made good. And, he actually moved away from St. Louis.
Yeah, he moved in with Susie.
Yeah, he left. He got out of Dodge, put this whole town in his fucking rearview mirror, and packed up, moved to Virginia. Right? Was it Virginia?
Yeah, it was Virginia.
Isn't that where Noah lives?
I think so.
Noah and Chris?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Nice. All right, that was the Bachelor corner, and now we're moving swiftly into the Love is Blind corner.
Yeah, Love is Blind. We're on episode 10. Like, we just watched, like, Nick and what was her name?
Mallory.
No, it wasn't Mallory.
I'm thinking of that one show on Disney Plus. What was it?
No, there is a girl named Mallory on Love is Blind.
Oh, there is?
But it's just not...
The Descendants. I'm thinking of The Descendants.
Oh, Mal.
Maleficent's daughter?
Yeah.
Yeah, Mal. Wait, there is a Mallory on Love is Blind too?
Yeah.
Fuck. So who's this one? Nick and...
I forgot her name.
Debbie?
But, like, yeah, they
Carol?
got married, but...
There's like Shane and Cheyenne or Shayna.
Well, that... Shayna is not on like the show anymore.
You can't just put "ya" at the end of a man's name and take a man's name.
Shayna.
Shayna. Like, come on, that's not very creative.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we forgot her name, but yeah, she's the one who's like, if you're watching the show, you probably know who we're talking about. It's like she's the one who's like always like nervous and like self-sabotaging and like always
yeah, her and Nick are constantly like getting into fights, and Nick is just like very obviously like gay.
Yeah, he gives me like strong homosexual vibes in a good way.
I'm really surprised that he is married to a woman
in like a really healthy, like like strong, fierce kind of way. Like,
I wouldn't say fierce, just like he just he
just needs to like begin living his life as a gay man, because like I feel like he said he was raised Catholic, and his mom just seems like he respects his mom a lot, and he wants to like give her babies. So that may be why he's pursuing this marriage. Who knows? Maybe he's straight. He's just like this weirdest like straight man I've ever seen.
Yeah, he's like always like kind of involved in everyone else's drama and wants like the 411 on everyone's drama. And he's like always gossiping about everybody.
His apartment's like immaculately clean.
Yeah, he just seems a little bit. Yeah, he's really organized.
He's kind of hoity-toity. Hoity-toity. Yeah, but that was bait because like they made us think that like he wasn't gonna say yes, and then they cut to the next episode and he's just like yeah. So that's over with.
Yeah.
Married, done.
Mm-hmm.
Stamped.
We still don't know if freaking Shake is gonna say yes to Deep D.
Oh boy, yeah. Shake's like the villain of the show.
Yeah.
Yeah. 'Cause he's like racist against his own people.
Yeah, that was fucked up.
He's like an Indian guy. If you don't watch the show and you don't know what the hell we're talking about, he's basically this Indian guy, and he's like, all I've ever dated is white women, you know. You know, I never thought I'd end up with another Indian chick because he met this chick in the pods, Deep D. He calls her the Deeps, and she's also Indian, and she's like, I've only ever dated white men. You know, this is crazy. You know, that we ended up together because we didn't even know what we looked like or whatever. But yeah, he's like, yeah, you know, the Deeps. I just see her more as my aunts.
Yeah, he said like, I just can't be attracted to her because she like reminds me of my aunt or whatever.
And she's like the hottest one on the show too, like the hottest chick. So it's like, how the hell? And all the other guys are like, dude, what are you talking about?
Yeah, I keep going back and forth on if I like Shane or not. Like, sometimes I like Shane, and I mean, I feel like he's cool, but he's just kind of crazy.
Shane's really crazy.
Yeah,
he's got like those Pete Davidson eyes.
Yeah, he has like these really crazy facial expressions that he makes.
Yeah,
and then he
looks like he's done like 5 lines of coke before every take.
Yeah, but he does seem to be really like genuinely like in love, like into Natalie, which is his like fiance on the show, and he only ever says like positive things about her, and you know, Natalie really likes him, so I think they'll be fine.
Yeah, Natalie's like my favorite chick, I think.
Yeah, I like Natalie a lot.
Yeah, she's got a good personality. And then, yeah, I hope he does right by her because he seems like he's cool sometimes, but then, yeah, he like throws you a curveball and says some weird shit.
Well, he doesn't ever really say weird shit about her or their relationship. He'll just randomly get like really insecure about something else. Like they had like their like bachelor party, and for their bachelor party, they took them to like play
Wrigley
baseball.
Field. Yeah.
And he missed. He like didn't hit the ball or whatever when it was his turn, and he had this like full on like man tantrum and just got really insecure. And he was like, "This is so embarrassing.
A mantrum.
Like I'm embarrassed. Like this happened in front of everybody." And then
no one's gonna think
like,
I'm cool.
But then yeah, exactly. So
Fuck.
yeah, it's just like stuff like that
I'm pissed.
you know, he just seems like kind of insecure and
it's
like
almost like he's like faking it. Like it's like he's acting like he's pissed, but he like I think he's like legitimately pissed. He just doesn't know how to express his emotions.
Yeah.
It's like so childish, like the way he acts. It's so weird. So I don't know if he's like really mature enough for Natalie.
Yeah.
But I don't know. They seem to love each other a lot.
Yeah.
And they have a cute story. So I'm rooting for them.
Yeah, I'm definitely rooting for them.
I think I'm rooting
too.
for them the most out of anyone.
Yeah, I'm like the least concerned about them. Like I just feel like they're gonna be fine. Like they're both gonna say yes, and like they're just gonna make it work.
That's
and
true.
They'll be happy together. Like I am concerned about like Jarrett and Ayana.
Right. Right. They're like my second favorite couple.
Forrest was saying stuff about Jarrett. You're like, you're not special or something like that.
Oh, yeah. Well, you know, some guys, they just get in their head too much about marriage and they think it's like the biggest deal ever. They're like, it's just such a big deal. It's for the rest of our lives. It's like, dude, our lives are short. You know that, right? Like we're here for like but a moment, and then we fade into the ether. Mm-hmm. We literally like dissolve like fucking fairy dust like on the wind. Like we're not like just get married, like just commit. Like so many people are just so afraid of commitment, and they think that like, you know, by like not committing, like they give themselves more options, but actually the longer you hold out, the less options you're gonna have. Mm-hmm. Like you need to get married like in your prime, so that you get like the best, the most suitable partner for you. Mm-hmm. And like the longer you wait, the more shit's gonna go wrong.
Yeah.
Like it's annoying to me because like these guys think they're like these special little sunflowers, like and like, you know, they're like gifting these women, they're like, you know, their presents, and it's like no, like as long as like, you know, she's like happy to be with you, she wants to get married, and she's like, you know, like attractive and fertile and like a good woman, like just go for it. Like what's stopping you? Like basically like only the fear they have is like, oh no, I'm not gonna be able to get like other pussy, like, you know. It's like, dude, you're like, that's like such a stupid like reason to like not marry someone.
Yeah, it's like kind of, yeah, like embarrassing or like offensive to the woman, to like Ayana or whatever. Like,
Yeah.
'cause, like having this mindset of like, oh, like I'm just like not sure. Like, yeah, you're basically, yeah, right. Like you're basically just saying like, you know, you're afraid of like missing out on all these other chicks you might be able to fuck or whatever.
Yeah.
And it's just
like if you can't make it work with her, you're not gonna be able to make it work with anyone.
Yeah.
Like stop acting like this is like some like, you know, big like huge like event for you. I mean, like he's making it all about himself.
I mean, like marriage like is a big huge event, but at the same time it's like, yeah, you should just like get married and like
he's being like extremely picky.
Yeah.
It's like she's great. She's right there, right in front of you, and she wants to marry you. You're a dumbass. Yeah. So just do it.
Yeah.
Stop
it's
questioning.
like be humble. Like
yeah,
I feel
humble.
like, yeah, everyone like just definitely needs to be like humble and like humble themselves down.
Yeah, like,
and just like, not that
bro,
you should like have low standards. It's just that like you should, yeah, just be humble and just be like grateful that like someone that you are like attracted to and is like a good person.
You should have
like,
high standards, but you should be realistic with what you actually expect from someone.
Mm-hmm.
And not imagine this like imaginary fantasy woman that doesn't exist. Because like no woman is ever going to be like the perfect woman. Mm-hmm. Like eventually you just have to choose one and settle down and start a family.
Yeah, everyone is like just a human being.
Yeah, we're all just people. Like no one's perfect. No one's gonna like fucking suck your dick while you're playing video games or whatever, like whatever Jarrett wants, like every day. Like she has her own life and her own thoughts and her own needs and desires, and it's about you like standing up, like coming up to the plate and like fulfilling that for her. It's not about like you like you know, living in gratification or like you getting serviced. Like I just feel like he's coming at it from such like a selfish like angle.
Yeah.
That's what it seems like to me.
Yeah. I kind of like how more so like I feel like back in the day or whatever, like men kind of had the attitude that like women were like the prize. And, like that's how the whole tradition of like getting down on one knee to propose started, you know?
Yeah, women are the prize because they're the ones who can have children.
And yeah, it's like having children is like harder for women. Like the price that you pay like is way bigger like when you're a chick versus like, you know, if you're just a guy and you just like, you know, come in them. And I mean, you do have to provide financially, but you know, other than that, like physically.
Jarrett's just like, I like Jarrett. I liked him a lot at first, but like I don't know, the more I see from him.
Yeah, that's how I feel too. Like when I first like saw Jarrett and Ayana, I was like, oh my god, like they like made me cry. Like I was like,
they have like a good
so
like
sweet.
Yeah, a good connection like physically, and it's a good chemistry from the jump.
Yeah, but then yeah, Jarrett's just kind of been annoying me recently, and yeah, he keeps talking about how like, you know, like I have to like keep in touch with my ex.
Yeah, what's
like,
that all
I hope
about?
That's like, and she'd be like, no, like I don't really like that, and he's like, well, you know, what if like she like has some job opportunity for me in the future, like I have to keep my options open or whatever. And it's kind of just like, it's just again like with this like hypothetical, like these hypothetical situations that he keeps like thinking of. It's like, oh yeah, like my ex like might one day like be able to like get me a job somewhere, so I'm gonna like talk to her every day, or like talk to her. He
literally had like an engraved like box with his initials like on it that she like gave to him.
Yeah, like
just in his bedroom.
Yeah, and then he is like hypothetically like, oh, like what if I hypothetically meet someone better than Ayana or whatever. It just kind of like he lives in this like really like vague like hypothetical reality.
And she was like trying to like plan the wedding or talk to him about the wedding, and he was like playing video games like Call of Duty or whatever. It's like, bro.
And he's just like, yeah, whatever you want.
I don't know. Yeah, hopefully he'll like step up to the plate and like serve Ayana good, because
yeah, I really like Ayana.
Seems like he's being a Draggy McFooterson.
A Draggy McFooterson.
Yeah. I don't like guys like that. It pisses me off because then it makes the girl feel insecure.
Yeah.
And he's already, listen up, he's already on thin ice because she was his second choice.
Yeah.
He already he didn't propose to another girl, but he asked another girl, Shayna, in the pods.
No, Mallory.
Oh, right. Mallory in the pod. That's Mallory. Now I know I know who Mallory is. Yeah. He asked her, like, if I were to propose to you, like, would you say yes? Which is like a stupid question anyway. But she was, and then Mallory was like nah. And so he asked this other chick to marry her. So it's basically like he already proposed. Like that was his first choice, and like now he just like went with this other chick.
Yeah, and then Mallory's like also bait, because then she said no to Jarrett like in the pods, like before they could see each other. But then like when she saw the guy who she actually picked, she was like, like I'm not really attracted to him. And then her and Jarrett were talking for like forever, and like Jarrett was totally being like oh, like I could have been that guy for you, like. Yeah,
that was really inappropriate.
Yeah, it was like really strange.
That was like the first time I got big red flags from Jarrett, where he was talking to Mallory and he said a bunch of weird shit about like the ring that Sal got her and stuff, and like he was trying to make it sound like she made a mistake and like he should have chosen her, like even though he's already engaged to like this other girl that he supposedly loves, Ayana.
Yeah, there was just,
and Ayana's just like the sweetest thing.
There was like so much talk about like how Mallory likes gold jewelry and how like she didn't like the ring that her fiance like Sal like gave her because it's silver.
What an idiot.
And it's just kind of like I just like would never like think that this would be like that big of a topic.
But like why wouldn't you
talked about it like a billion times.
Why wouldn't you like ask like what kind of ring that your wife wanted though? Like if I was Sal and I was getting her a ring, I wouldn't just go to the store and just randomly buy a fucking ring. I'd be like, yo, like what kind of ring do you see yourself like wearing? Like something as basic as like gold or silver, like that's like step one of like jewelry deciding.
Yeah.
Like come on, Sal.
Yeah. But
I guess guys don't really know jewelry.
Yeah, I kind of just feel like he probably
idiots.
just like looked at all the rings and he was like, oh, like that one, like I like this one or whatever.
Yeah. I mean, not that I know much. I'm just like, I know like, gold and silver is a big difference.
Yeah.
So you got to like ask questions.
Mhm.
But no one's perfect, Sal made a misstep, but
I just don't think it was like that big of like a misstep. Like I don't know. It was just like they just kept talking about this ring.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So I think we covered pretty much all the couples up into this point, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty much all of them.
Yeah, we have to see who's gonna get married.
Yeah, we're on the final episode.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I wasn't really liking this show. Like, I don't know, like at first.
This always happens. Forrest will be like, we'll be watching a show together that like I'm really excited about.
Right.
And he'll just be like, oh, like I don't know, like I don't really want to watch this.
I'm like trying to decide, is it bait? Is it not bait?
This is like a waste of time. And then I'll be like, okay, fine, I'll just watch it by myself. It's fine. He's like, no, like don't watch it by yourself. Like.
We watched like 2 episodes last night.
Yeah.
Yeah, we went in deep last night.
Yeah.
We went in hard.
Yeah,
that was an emotional thrill ride of the highest caliber.
Mhm.
Fuck. What are we going to watch after this?
Freaky frack.
The hell are we going to do with our time?
I don't know. Raise our child. I mean, she's sleeping right now.
I'm talking about like, our free time.
Mhm. Dude, freaking like I follow Clayton and Susie on Instagram now, and they're literally constantly posting like food that they're eating.
Bait.
And it makes me like hungry.
It sucks. You shouldn't follow them, huh?
Like they eat like Chipotle all the time.
It's not good.
Makes me want Chipotle.
No, you've been ordering Chipotle a lot.
I have.
You've ordered Chipotle every other day for like the past week.
Mhm. I'm pregnant. I have cravings.
Yeah. Well, just crave the food that's in our home. Like if we just had Chipotle like in our fridge, you wouldn't crave it because it's
That's
like
not true.
it's in our fridge.
No, that's not true.
Yeah.
I'm excited to eat my freaking I'm gonna make avocado toast with scrambled eggs tomorrow.
Nice.
For breakfast.
Nice.
That's in our house.
Love avocados.
I'm excited about that. I feel like there's been this like thing like ever since I can remember that avocados are gonna go like extinct or something, or like we're not gonna be able to have avocados in America anymore. And it's like I've always heard about this, but it's like never happened.
Huh. Yeah, I think most of our avocados are imported from Mexico, and there's like they're controlled by the gang lords down there.
Yeah.
So when you eat avocados, you're pretty much like directly supporting. It's like if you snort cocaine or something.
Yeah.
It's like you're directly supporting the cartels.
Yeah.
Which sucks. But hey, I'm not gonna stop doing cocaine. I'm not gonna stop eating avocados.
Forrest doesn't do cocaine anymore. Just that was a joke.
I mean, once you do cocaine, you're kind of, just always on to the next bump,
No.
You're just always waiting for that next fix. So my plan is, to raise my kids until they're all out of the house. Then I'm just going to go crazy.
Oh, no.
Yeah. Then that's when I'm really going to cut loose.
No, my plan is like when all our kids are out of the houses, I'm going to like freaking do like shrooms like every day. I'm going to like
every day?
microdose.
What? Shrooms every day?
People like microdose shrooms like every single day.
I guess you can microdose them. That's crazy, babe.
I'm going to go on
Don't drive or
I'm going to
anything.
do like, no, I'm not like a retard.
Okay.
I'm going to do like ayahuasca.
But then it might be legal like 20 years from now.
Yeah.
20, 30 years from now.
I want to try ayahuasca and I want to try DMT when I'm like in my 40s and all my kids are adults.
I would love if you could just buy ayahuasca just from like the gas station. That'd be sick.
Yeah.
Or like some specialty store.
We also like live in Missouri though, so it usually takes longer for us to.
Weed is legal here now.
To legalize things. But yeah, in like Oregon, like freaking like everything is legal. Like you can.
Really?
Yeah.
No way.
They like decriminalized like all.
But it's not legal to sell
substances.
it. You can't just sell like LSD or like.
I don't know. I think like
cocaine.
I don't think you can just like sell it like recreationally, but I think like therapists have like access to it or like
the plug.
And you can like if you go to like a therapist.
I need some therapy.
Basically like they can like prescribe it to you or like you can do it like in like in like a therapeutic like setting.
Right.
I don't know. Maybe this is all bullshit. This is just like stuff I've seen on like Instagram and like
then it's definitely true.
Paraphrased and like, I don't know.
That's 100%. Sick, hon. Yeah, I always see like pictures on Instagram, like, in my like, suggested feed or whatever you call it. And my explore feed or whatever.
Yeah.
And they're just random facts, and I read them and I'm like, oh, that's probably true.
Yeah, like today I saw a post about like breast milk and like weed, and this woman who smokes weed every day, apparently she's like a big pothead. She got her breast milk tested because she is like a mother who breastfeeds, and apparently there's like no traces of weed or like any like compounds, like
what is that, THC?
Yeah, THC or whatever. There's nothing in her breast milk, so her breast milk is basically just like, it's like undetectable that she was smoking weed or whatever. So that means that apparently that means that like mothers who are breastfeeding can just like smoke as much weed as they want and like your baby
Sick.
won't like be affected by it. That's what I take from, but yeah, that could be total bullshit. That's just like something I read on Instagram, or like just one
right.
one woman's like experience, like if she's telling the truth, Yeah,
it seems legit.
Yeah,
I buy it. Yeah, I really don't think there's any way a traceable amount of of weed could get into your breast milk. Like it has to go through your whole body and process, and then like, I mean, if you just cook weed brownies, like that takes out so much of it, like already. But yeah, if you put it through your whole body, like, yeah, I just don't see how, like, you know, I'm not a scientist or anything, but like it just gets so diluted that I don't think it would be you know, affect the baby in any way.
Yeah.
But you know, yeah, like, so that sounds like right information, but yeah, exactly, like you never really know what's true
it could
online.
just be like her, like what, like body could just process it like
right.
differently.
There's lots of factors.
You know, she could be eating something that makes it like break down faster before it reaches her breast milk. She could be on like some medication. There's like a lot of different factors that go into it, but I don't know. I thought that was cool if that is true.
THC, is that the homemaking channel?
The homemaking channel.
Is it the same thing?
I don't know.
I always get those confused. There's like HTC, that's like another channel. And there's like THC, and that's like weed or something. What's the one that Chip and Joanna are on?
Oh, I don't know.
Where they have demo day?
Yeah, we love Chip and Joanna.
We should watch them some more.
Yeah, we should.
Good,
I
like,
love Chip and
bait
Joanna.
television.
They're really like wholesome. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they're God-fearing folk.
Yeah, they are. But like they are just really wholesome. They have like 5 kids. I just like trust people who have like 4 or more kids.
Yeah.
Like I just kind of feel like they get it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they get what we're here for.
Like even just like 2 kids, I'm almost just like, that's like not enough. Like you're like, that's like barely, that's like,
you're just replacing yourself.
yeah, that's barely replacement. Like you're not doing anything to like, you're not doing
you're
much
pushing the you're just
to you know, like further the
pushing
species.
the buck a little further down the road.
Like you have to have more than 2 kids like with like your spouse, so like there's, you know, you leave more of you behind,
right,
than like there were before you came. You know, that's really why I'm having kids, is to save humanity. Because if you guys didn't know, like humans are like at like an extinction level, like reproduction rate right now. It's like fucked up.
You should talk a little bit about that, babe. I feel like not a lot of people know about this.
Dude, like male fertility, like male sperm count has gone down, like I think it was like 50% or something since like 1970. And people are just having less kids, like they're waiting longer. Like women are taking birth control and they're waiting longer to have kids, so that reduces like the time frame that they can have kids.
Right. Yeah, there's also like a lot of toxins in the air and in our food.
That's what makes the sperm count lower.
So yeah, it makes men's sperm count significantly lower, especially like plastics that like heat up and like release phthalates into the water. So if you don't have like good water, you know, or if your water's been polluted with phthalates, it can harm your sperm count and your the vitality of your sperm. It's pretty fucked up. So yeah, in the developing world, you know, obviously people have more kids, but in more developed nations like the US, the fertility rate is kind of alarming if it keeps on this like kind of downward trend.
Yeah. And like the people who say that like the earth is overpopulated, like they're either just like straight up lying, or they're like completely like just like being lied to and just completely believing it, because it's like not true.
Yeah, it's something like Bill Gates started or something. Yeah.
I watched this like really weird video like that Bill Gates like sponsored or whatever, about like trying to get like the birth rate in like Africa or something to go down, and it's just like why? He's
like obsessed with like limiting like child production. Like he's like really concerned about it.
Like I feel like it makes sense to want to spend your money on like providing like clean water and like food and like housing like for people so like they can their children can have like a better life. But to me like it just seems like counterintuitive or counterproductive to just like be like, oh, like let's just like stop making the children in the first place. Like that just seems really like creepy and like diabolical to me.
Engineering like some sort of like human like evolution or something. Yeah. It does seem creepy to me too. Yeah, I think I understand like what they're trying to say is like, you know, if more Africans have access to birth control, they can choose when they have kids, because a lot of people get raped over there and stuff, and a lot of people don't have access to that kind of stuff or don't have the right information about that kind of stuff. So they end up having more kids, which can keep them in poverty because, like, you know, they can't get a college education, they can't work their way up in like a career, you know, potentially. So I can understand the benefits of that, but yeah, I think that's like kind of like like diabolical. Like, I don't know. Yeah, I'm with you. I feel like we should just focus on giving them like stuff they need, like building infrastructure in their country.
Yeah, like just giving them support like for the children that they're going just to like have.
Dig a well instead or something.
Like, you know, yeah, maybe you can send like, instead of sending like medical people over there to like insert like birth control or whatever, like you can send medical people over there to make sure that like they're like the women giving birth are like doing so in like clean, like healthy, safe environments. Like, I don't know, like that just kind of seems like the logical.
I think if people want to be on birth control, they should be allowed to be.
Well, yeah, obviously.
But yeah, if you're going to spend your money on something, you know, I don't know, it's not my money to spend. I hesitate to criticize it because I'm not out there, you know, spending my time helping Africans or donating money to them. So
yeah,
you know, whatever Bill Gates wants to do, that's, you know, that's groovy, you know, as long as he's not hurting anyone. But
but like he could potentially like be hurting people. Like, that's the thing, is like, I don't know. Like, Bill Gates just creeps me out. I don't like him.
Yeah.
Like, but yeah, anyways.
A lot of people don't.
Like,
he's a weirdo.
Like,
he talks about how, like, you know, like he kind of talks about like humanity, like there's some sort of like plague or something.
That's the thing. Like, I hate this like whole mindset that humans are like cancer to the earth, and like, you know, we need less humans and humans suck, because it's kind of just like if we weren't here, like what would be like going on, like, you know what I mean? It's like, yeah, like the animal world and like nature and everything, but it's like we are like nature, like we're part of that.
Yeah, we're like the most intelligent species that nature's ever produced.
Yeah.
And yeah, we should use our power like wisely, you know, and we shouldn't like be like, we shouldn't like hate ourselves. Like a lot of like, it's like a lot of like ignorant, it's like trendy, kind of like, like insecure people like think it's like trendy to like hate on humanity or like pretend like, you know, we're a virus or whatever. And it's like, you gotta have like more love in your heart for people and like more hope for like our future, I think, if you want to be happy.
Yeah, it's kind of like, you know, like obviously we shouldn't like purposely be like polluting the planet or like causing harm to other species and stuff. But at the same time, it's like, how do we get from that to like humans suck and like there should be less humans?
Yeah. Like,
you know, it's like there's like this super like dramatic like jump from like, oh, we should just be like responsible, to like, oh, like humans suck, like there's way too many of us, like we're disgusting, like, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, I think it's hard for people to like look at the big picture, because if you look at the history of humanity, things have only improved significantly for the vast majority of people, especially over the last, you know, couple hundred years, and they're going to continue to improve. I don't think they're going to start getting a lot worse for people. You know, so if you look at any kind of, you know, take it, roll the film back, you know, a few hundred years or a few thousand years, I mean, things were really awful back then, and now things are you know, they're not perfect, but you just have to kind of be patient, because things don't happen like overnight. I think everybody just wants everything to be perfect like overnight, and that's not really how it works.
Yeah, there's like always gonna be like give and take and like unforeseen consequences to like things that humans want to do. So it's like we might do something because we think that it'll be like a good or like a net good, but then it has consequences down the road that nobody thought of, or like that we just thought would be worth it at the time, but then now it's like like their grandchildren and like generations down the road are dealing with, you know. And then so like they only see it, like the new generations only see it as like a negative thing. But like, I don't know, you know what I mean? Like, I just feel like the better we get, like the more problems we're gonna get. Like there's gonna be more new problems. Like it's never gonna be perfect. Like,
right. Yeah, I think the best thing you can do is just like start a family, like be in a committed relationship, and raise children with good values and good like understanding of the world, and yeah, kind of like, you know, replace yourself and then some, like if possible, you know what I mean?
yeah.
It's like,
Yeah,
we need more people, we need more minds to combat these problems. Every time that a new person is born, it's like beautiful, it's like a gift, and it should be valued, and not like looked at as some sort of like burden or like some sort of like problem or issue. Yeah, right.
Yeah, like I kind of feel like one thing humans do is like we tend to overcomplicate things, like, and try to like, yeah, we just see ourselves as like the most important people or like the most important beings like on the planet or whatever, and like we kind of forget that at our like basic like animal level, humans are like, all animals are just here to like reproduce. And basically what we're here for is to like make more of ourselves and to live long enough to make sure that those babies like grow up and like they reproduce, you know, and like so that's like basically like your goal is like, or like that's what like most animals goal is just to, like reproduce and then take care of their kids, and then, you know, watch their kids have their own kids. And because you want
and take care of them, make sure that they thrive.
It's literally just like evolutionary like biology. Like if you want to like this is like a reason why I really like Richard Dawkins. Like if you like read any of his books, he talks about like genes and like how humans are like all animals, like everything on earth is basically just like a vehicle for genes to like spread and like reproduce themselves. And so like that's basically what like you are. Like you're just like an animal, and like your genes want to like create more of themselves. So it's like that's just like what you are.
You're a collection of cells all working together.
Yeah.
To find other collections of cells to propagate.
It's really crazy, like if you start thinking about like just like biology and like evolution.
Yeah, it's very simple.
It's really fascinating and really cool, but yeah, it's like it's very simple, and I just feel like a lot of people just overcomplicate it. Like
they're searching for like a deeper meaning. Like that's not good enough for them.
Yeah, that's really frustrating because it's like
there is no deeper meaning.
There is no deeper meaning. Like that's it, and it's like that's really cool.
The meaning of life is to take on responsibility.
Yeah.
And to help others.
Yeah, it's like how people think that like if you're an atheist or whatever, or like if you don't like believe in like a certain particular god, like you're like you must be like sad or like nihilistic or whatever. And it's kind of just like, no, like that's really cool. Or like how people kind of feel like you have to believe in God or like fairies or like magic, like Harry Potter magic or whatever, to, you know, kind of like that's like the cool special thing, and then like reality is like boring. And it's like, no, you guys, like we only think like reality is boring because we're so like used to it.
We're just too smart.
Like reality is like really cool.
Humans just got too self-aware.
Like we are like magic. Like the universe,
wish we were
how
all
it
squirrels, it'd be
like
a lot better.
Literally magical.
if we were just like really like advanced like squirrels, but like if we had really advanced technology, like we could come up with like, you know, like vaccines and like, you know, cars and like airplanes and, you know, travel into the stars, but we just still have like squirrel brains. I feel like but like, yeah, we couldn't do all those things if we had squirrel brains.
Yeah.
That's the problem.
Yeah.
We just got too smart, and now we're
like overthinking.
We're overthinking our like the nature of like why we're here. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But there's still a lot of families out there and stuff, and people still respect, you know.
Like just think about like how cool it is.
Raising children and
like,
stuff.
Just
but
like,
yeah, there's kind of like a immature like negative trend online for like hating like being a parent and stuff. And it's like
just think about how cool it is how like two people like can come together and then like they just like do this like one thing, like they have sex, and then a whole life is like sprung from that. This is like all, and like literally everything we do like, okay, we were talking about The Bachelor. Like, that whole show is like Clayton just trying to find his like mate. Like, he's trying to find his like the most like optimal like mate to like reproduce with, like, you know what I mean, and like who's gonna like carry his like genes the best or whatever, basically.
Who he's like most compatible with.
Yeah,
because like part of like getting chicks pregnant or whatever is like you want to be there to like help raise the kids. That's like why monogamy works so well for so many people, because like it's proven that a 2-person household, whether that be like man or woman or whatever, but like having 2 parents to raise the kids is like super important and like creates better outcomes for the children down the road. Like it's just like if you look at like the stats,
it's like scientifically
kids have
like,
way
proven.
better chances at success when both their parents stay together. So that's super important just on a biological level as well. Well, that's it's been a good chat, hon. Maybe we'll pick this up in the next one, but we can't give these people too much. We're already over time.
Okay.
Guys, sound off in the comments. Let us know your thoughts. We'd love to hear from you. Write in justforclickspod@gmail.com. That's where you find us. Just the number 4 clickspod@gmail.com. We didn't get to any emails this week, but maybe next week we'll answer some questions.
Bye, guys. See you next time.